Hello everyone. UPSC going to conduct UPSC Civil Services examination on 5th June 2022. So I have prepared these set of questions which I have taken from the various exams conducted by UPSC. Let's have a look over them. Question number first. Which of the following is not mentioned as a form of emergency in Constitution of India? National emergency, proclamation of president rule in a state, financial emergency, health emergency. So all these three emergencies, national emergency, proclamation of president rule and financial emergency, is mentioned in our constitution. So the right answer here is D, health emergency, which is not mentioned in our constitution. Second question, which of the following is not a provision related to money bill? So the right answer here is option C, imposition of fines by local authority for local purpose. Next question, which of the following statement is correct? First, Committee on Estimate is an ad hoc committee of Parliament. Second, Committee on Railway Convention is a standing committee of the Parliament. See, first statement is wrong, that estimate committee is not an ad hoc committee. It's a standing committee. Standing committees are regular one, permanent one, while ad hoc are temporary. So first statement is wrong. Second, Committee on Railway Convention is a standing committee of the Parliament is correct statement. So here the option is B, that is 2 only. Which one of the following is not an Indian form of socialism? A, democratic socialism, B, radical socialism, C, communitarian socialism, D, Nehruvian socialism. So here the correct answer is radical socialism, which is not an Indian form of socialism. Next, which one of the following is not a characteristic feature of Indian federalism? A, the federating units consented to form a union. B, residuary powers vests with the center. C, single citizenship. D, an extensive union and concurrent list. So the correct answer is A, the federating units consented to form a union. Which one of the following statement with regard to election commission is not correct? A, it conducts elections to the office of Vice President of India. B, an election commissioner can be removed from his office without the recommendation of Chief Election Commissioner. C, election commissioners are appointed by the President of India. D, governor of a state is constitutionally bound to provide support staff to the election commission if required. So the correct statement is that an election commissioner can be removed from his office without the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner, as this statement is not correct, because an election commissioner can be removed from his office with recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner only. Which of the following statement with regard to the preamble to the Constitution of India is correct? First, equality of status and equality of opportunity find the mention in the preamble. Second, the expression unity and integrity of the nation was not there in the preamble since the beginning. Select the correct answer using the code. So answer is C, both 1 and 2. Article 19 of the Constitution of India, as it stands amended, includes which of the following? First, freedoms of speech and expression. Second, assemble peaceably and without arms. Third, to acquire and dispose property. Fourth, to move freely throughout the territory of India. Select the correct answer using the code. So answer is D, first, second and fourth statement, because by the amendment of 44th Constitutional Amendment Act, this right to acquire and dispose property ceases to be a fundamental right. President of India may resign from his post by writing under his hand address to A, Chief Justice of Supreme Court of India, B, Speaker of the Lok Sabha, C, Vice President of India, D, Prime Minister of India. So answer is C, Vice President of India. Next, which of the following statement is correct? First, the fundamental duties are enlisted in Part 4A of the Constitution of India. Second, The 44th Amendment to the Constitution of India added the word secular to the preamble of the Constitution of India. Select the correct answer using the code. Answer is A, that is one only. The fundamental duties are enlisted in part 4A of the Constitution of India is correct. Second statement is wrong because the word secular is added to the Constitution of India by the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. Article 324 of the Constitution of India provides for the establishment of which one of the following institution in India? The answer is D, that is the Election Commission of India. 13th. Which one of the following provision of the Constitution of India was not adopted from the British Constitution? A. First past the post system. B. Directive principle of the state policy. C. Lawmaking procedure. D. Parliamentary form of the government. Answer is directive principle of the state policy, as these are taken from the Irish Constitution. Which among the following Supreme Court judgments established the principle that the basic structure of the Constitution of India was unamendable? Answer is B, that is Keshwan and Bharti versus State of Kerala. Next. Who among the following was the chairman of the National Commission for Review of the Working of the Constitution? Answer is D, that is M.N. Venkatachalya. Which one of the following is not a fundamental right under the Constitution of India? Right to property is the answer because by the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act, this right to property ceases to be a fundamental right. Rest, that is right against exploitation, right to constitutional remedies, cultural education rights are the fundamental rights. One panchayats or village forest councils are unique to which one of the following states? Answer is Uttarakhand, that is C. Next, which one of the following does not fall under jurisdiction of the Apex Court of India? A. Original jurisdiction. B. Appellate jurisdiction. C. Collegiate jurisdiction. D. Advisory jurisdiction. Answer is C, that is the collegiate jurisdiction is not jurisdiction of the Apex Court of India. Which one of the following is not a constitutional commission of India? A. National Commission for Scheduled Caste. B. National Commission for Scheduled Tribe. C. National Commission for Backward Classes. And D. National Commission for Women. So answer is D, that is the National Commission for Women is not a constitutional commission of India. This National Commission for Scheduled Castes is under Article 338. National Commission for Scheduled Tribes is 338A. And National Commission for Backward Classes 338B and 342A. Next. The idea of planning in independent India was drawn from A. Bombay Plan. B. The demand made by the peasant. C. Demand made by the worker unions. D. Gandhi as vision of India's future. So answer is A, that is the Bombay Plan. Which one of the following is not an Indian form of socialism? A. Democratic socialism. B. Radical socialism. C. Communitarian socialism. D. Nehruvian socialism. Answer is B. Radical socialism. Next, Article 19 of the Constitution of India as it stands amended includes which of the following? First, freedom of speech and expression. Second, assemble peaceably and without arms. Third, to acquire and dispose property. Fourth, to move freely throughout the territory of India. Answer is D, that is first statement, second and fourth. First statement says freedom of speech and expression. Second, assemble peaceable and without arms. And fourth says to move freely throughout the territory of India. Which one of the following statement with regard to election commission is not correct? A. It conducts elections to the office of the Vice President of India. B. An election commissioner can be removed from his office without the recommendation of Chief Election Commissioner. C. Election commissioner are appointed by the President of India. D. Governor of a state is constitutionally bound to provide support staff to the election commission if required. Answer is B, that an election commissioner can be removed from his office without the recommendation of Chief Election Commissioner. This is a not correct statement. The correct statement will be like an election commissioner can be removed from his office with the recommendation of Chief Election Commissioner. Next. In Part 4th A of the Constitution of India, which one of the following is not mentioned as a duty of every citizen of India? A. To render national service whenever called upon to do so. B. To renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of the women. C. To value and preserve a unitary national culture. D. To develop the spirit of inquiry and reform. Answer is C. To value and preserve a unitary national culture. According to Constitution of India, which one of the following statement is not correct? A. The executive powers of the Union shall be vested in the President of India. B. Parliament by law can confer functions on authority other than the President of India. C. President of India is elected by an electoral college consisting of all members of Parliament and all members of all state legislatures. D. A person having held office as a president shall be eligible for election to that office for the second term. The incorrect statement is C, that is, the President of India is elected by an electoral college consisting of all members of Parliament and all members of all state legislature. Instead of this, that electoral college consisted of the elected members of both the houses of Parliament, elected member of legislative assemblies of state, elected member of legislative assembly of Delhi and Puducherry. Which of the following articles of the Constitution of India according to the proportional representation to furnish information related to the decision of the Council of Ministers to that of the President of India? Article 78, Article 74, Article 75, Article 81. Correct answer is Article 78. Which one of the following statement is not correct? A. All executive actions of the Government of India are taken in the name of the President of India. B. The President of India appoints a person as Attorney General of India, provided he/she qualified to be a judge of the Supreme Court or High Court. C. The total number of the ministers in the Council of Ministers cannot exceed 10% of the total number of members of the House of People. D. The President of India is bound to act as per the advice tendered by the Council of Ministers. The incorrect statement among these: C. The total number of ministers in Council of Ministers cannot exceed 10% of the total number of members of House of the People. It should be the total number of ministers including PM in the Council of Ministers shall not exceed 15% of the total strength of Lok Sabha. Which one of the following terms represent the maxim, no man shall be condemned unheard? So the answer is D, or the alteram partem. Next, which one of the following statement about the Speaker of Lok Sabha is not correct? A. He shall vacate his office if he ceases to be a member of House of the People. B. He may at any time resign by writing his resignation to the President of India. C. He may be removed from his office by resolution of the House of the People passed by majority of all the members of the House. And D. While the office of the Speaker is vacant, the duties of office shall be performed by the Deputy Speaker. So the answer is B, because a Speaker tender his resignation to the Deputy Speaker, not the President. Which one of the following statements about the Supreme Court is not correct? A. Under Article 144 of the Constitution of India, the Supreme Court has been vested with the power to punish for the contempt of the court. B. Supreme Court has been vested with advisory jurisdiction. C. Supreme Court may refuse to provide opinion to the President so asked in certain circumstances. D. Law declared by the Supreme Court is binding on all the courts within the territory of India. So not correct. A. Under Article 144 of Constitution of India, the Supreme Court has been vested with the power to punish for the contempt of the court. This power to punish for contempt of the court is under Article 129. Next, which one of the following statement about Public Accounts Committee is correct? A. The committee consists of not more than 15 members from the Lok Sabha and 10 members from the Rajya Sabha. B. Finance Minister is an ex officio member of the committee. C. A member of the committee is given a term for 1 year. D. The term of the office of the member of committee from the Rajya Sabha is extended even when they retire from the Rajya Sabha. Correct answer C. A member of the committee is given a term for 1 year. Who can be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court? A. An advocate who has practiced for at least 10 years in any court. B. A judge of High Court for at least 3 years. C. A distinguished jurist in the opinion of the President of India. D. A person who has held judicial office for at least 15 years. So the correct statement is C. A distinguished jurist in the opinion of the President of India. First one is wrong because it says in any court. It should be High Court. Second one is wrong because of the 3 years. It should be 5 years. And the D statement is wrong because it says a person who has held judicial office for at least 15 years. No, it should be advocate of or a High Court in succession for 10 years. Next question. Who among the following warned his colleagues that the Constituent Assembly was a British made and was working the British plan as the British should like it to be worked out? It was, answer is A. Somnath Lahiri. Who among the following fixes the date of election of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha? Answer is A. President of India. Which one of the following statements about personal liberty is not correct? So the answer is D here. The majority view of the Supreme Court in A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras case invented due process of law. Which one of the following statement with regard to directive principle of state policy is not correct? They are not enforceable in the court of law. B. They can override all the fundamental rights. They can be related to social economic justice. They can be related to giving free legal aid. Answer is B. They can override all the fundamental rights. Now see, in Champakam Dorai case 1951, it was held in case of the conflict between the two, FR prevails, but fundamental rights could be amended by Parliament by enacting Constitutional Amendment Acts. In Golaknath case 1967, Supreme Court ruled that Parliament cannot take or abridge any of the fundamental right. Then in 24th and 25th Amendment Act of 1971, Parliament reacted on this and passed 25th Amendment Act. 24th Amendment declared that the Parliament has the power to abridge or take away any of the fundamental rights by enacting Constitutional Amendment Acts. Then Keshwanand Bharti case 1973, Supreme Court declared Article 31C unconstitutional on the ground of judicial review, which is basic feature of the Constitution, hence cannot be taken away. 42nd Amendment Act accorded legal primacy and supremacy to DPSP over fundamental rights, extended the scope by allowing any DPSP, not merely those specified in Article 39B and C. Then in Minrwa Meal case 1980, extension under 42 Amendment was declared invalid. Directive principle of state policy once again subordinate to fundamental rights, but the fundamental right conferred by Article 19 and 14 were accepted subordinate to directive principle of state policy. Present position is fundamental right enjoys supremacy over directive principle of state policy. Parliament can amend fundamental right for implementing directive principles so long as it does not damage the basic structure of the Constitution. Which one of the following statement with regard to the preamble to the Constitution of India is not correct? The answer is D. The Supreme Court has held that the preamble cannot be considered as an aid to the legal interpretation of the Constitution where the language is ambiguous. The Electoral College for electing the President of India does not include which of the following? Statement first says all the elected members of Rajya Sabha. Second, all the elected members of legislative assemblies of the state. Third, all the members of the legislative council of these states. So the correct option is C, that is 3 only, that is all members of legislative council of these states. Which one of the following fundamental rights has not been provided to a person? A. Protection against prosecution and punishment for the same offence more than once. B. To refuse to give his/her sample of handwriting as evidence to support a prosecution against him or her. C. To act as a witness against himself/herself. D. Right not to be convicted of an offence except for violation of a law enforced at the time of commissioning of the act charged as an offence. So the correct answer here is C. To act as a witness against himself/herself. Next question. The Constitution of India contained no provision for constitution of municipalities in every state for. So here the correct answer is D, an urban panchayat. Which one of the following powers has not been conferred on the President of India? A. Appointment of the Prime Minister. B. To decide at his/her discretion any question regarding disqualification of a member of the Parliament. C. To grant pardon to a person who has been punished with a court-martial. D. To remove a judge of the High Court. So in this case, the correct answer is B. To decide at his or her discretion any question regarding disqualification of member of the Parliament. In case of disqualification, President required to consult the Election Commission. Next, which one of the following statement with regard to Menka Gandhi versus Union of India case 1978 is not correct? A. It was held that the Article 19 and Article 21 are not watertight compartments. B. It was held that Article 19 and Article 21 may not satisfy the requirements of Article 19. C. A fair trial eliminates the biases against the accused in the trial. And D. The right to life under Article 21 does not include the right to die. The correct answer is D. The right to life under Article 21 does not include the right to die. We adopted parliamentary democracy based on the British model, but how does our model differ from that model? First, as regards legislation, the British Parliament is supreme or sovereign, but in India, the power of the Parliament to legislate is limited. Second, in India, matters related to the constitutionality of the amendment of an Act of Parliament are referred to the Constitution Bench by the Supreme Court. Select the correct answer. Correct answer C. Both 1 and 2 statement are correct. At the national level, which ministry is a nodal agency to ensure effective implementation of the Scheduled Tribes and other traditional forest dwellers Recognition of Forest Rights Act 2006? A. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. B. Ministry of Panchayati Raj. C. Ministry of Rural Development. D. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Correct answer is D. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. Thanks for watching.